What's up, Buddhas? Buddha Billionaire here, and today we are going to talk about drugs. That's right, weed in particular, because I don't have that much experience with the alcohol, and I have absolutely no experience with the other recreational things. So, stay tuned to hear how drugs can help with spiritual awakening. Now, I am in no way trying to condone or to encourage anybody to put anything in their bodies in any way whatsoever. That being said, marijuana is legal in Canada and it is just a plant. So, do I think that everyone should do this? No. Consult your doctor. The usual paraphrase. However, I can say that over the last few years, so I started smoking when it became legal in Canada and I was about 24, 25 years old. Okay, so I never touched the stuff beforehand. Not like I'm trying to win an award for that, but I just never felt the need or the urge to. It might have helped me, but I didn't do it. So I started smoking a couple years ago, and that led in some ways to the level of spirituality that I have now, because it is delving with different aspects of existence. And we have a kitty who's making a kitty cameo. Hello, say hi. It's delving with different levels of existence on this planet, right? Drugs alter your brain, they alter your mind. Alcohol does the same thing, and that seems to be something that everyone's totally okay with and talks about, but most people get really angry and depressed when they drink, or they use it as a coping mechanism, running away. And marijuana kind of has a similar-ish downering effect, but it doesn't make me personally feel the same way that alcohol does. Now, again, my experience with both of these drugs is very boring and very tame, if I'm being completely honest. Like one joint and I'm out kind of situation. But doing these kinds of things and expanding my mind, trying different things in my world, I'm getting attacked by a kitty, are ways that helped me to see a broader existence. And I'm very grateful that I did. But what's very fascinating to me is how a lot of people like Aaron Doughty talk about, and I think Sadhguru's even mentioned it, that, and Abraham Hicks has mentioned it, drugs bring you into a kind of a flow. Right, that's where they help you to think. But it's a temporary and it's synthetic. And I don't mean synthetic as in man-made. I mean synthetic as in not generated within my own head itself. Right? There's an additive that I'm putting into my body that's helping me to have this experience. I'm being attacked by a kitty very vigorously here. Cat toy, go over there. And that led me to questioning, okay, is this something that I want to continue to do? Is this something that I need to have in order to have these experiences? And I've been experimenting with and testing myself with or without the substances. And I can tell you that it may not necessarily come as naturally or as quickly or as easily for me yet, that meditative state, but it's 100% achievable without the drugs, because the drugs don't do anything other than kind of give you that permission slip. So the other night, this is the fun story time, I was out for a walk, I was smoking my vape, and I was walking across a bridge. In Ottawa, we have a lot of bridges that cross the river, there's like 5 or 6 of them. And I was walking across one of these bridges where I like to go do a little loop. And this thought occurred to me. It wasn't really like someone telling me to do it, it was just this feeling. And it was this connection with Source that I was having, and it was pretty much just chuck your vape in the river and see where your life goes from there. And I did it. I was walking along the sidewalk on the river, and I just pitched it into the water, saw it splash down. It was nighttime too, and it was kind of like cool defining moment. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, this is a new me. This is a new Alex. I got rid of the device that I had been almost like leaning on a little bit as a crutch, and I feel 10 times better than I ever have. Not because I haven't touched marijuana since, but because I'm now in a state where it's not something that I feel like I need to do in order to get what I'm after, which is that connection, that flow state, that understanding, that being in sync, that heart coherence, all this beautiful stuff. I have been going steady most of this week, for example. This just happened a couple days ago. And I haven't felt the need to do it. And I think that's a really big part about habit breaking, is that if you still feel the need to do something, it's gonna be very hard to not do it. But if you feel like you've gotten to a point where you don't need it, then you're in charge again. And does that mean that I'm never gonna smoke ever again? I don't know. Does it mean I'm never gonna drink ever again? I don't know. These are things that come up socially and come up in my life, and sometimes I make the decision to partake. But again, it comes down to who's in charge. Is the substance in charge, or are you in charge? And a lot of people think they're in charge when in reality they're not. Because if you told them to go a month without drinking, they would say, I don't want to do that. Well, no, it's not that you don't want to do that. You literally can't, because you're addicted to the substance you're putting in your body. I have gone months without drinking for extended periods of time, back and forth, and have a glass of wine if I'm out with friends. That's how alcohol interacts with my life. So I don't consider myself addicted to it, and I like that state where I can go out and socialize with friends, and I can still partake in the substances. Marijuana, on the other hand, was becoming something because of the spiritual aspect I had attached to it. It was becoming something that I felt like I wanted to do more often. Not that I never felt like I needed to, but I felt like I wanted to and wanted to and wanted to. And that was starting to make me think. It's like, okay, well, who's in charge of this transaction, right? So at the end of the day, what I'm saying here is expand your mind legally by exploring how things affect your mind. And in this case, how a plant-based drug can affect your mind into a different level of consciousness. It may have beneficial results. It may not. That's not for me to decide. You are a sovereign being within your own soul, and I don't even think I need to add the disclaimer, but I'm in no way encouraging people to put things in their body again. What I'm saying is what has happened in my experiences and how now I am feeling that I no longer need to partake. So, stay tuned for the next video. If you have any comments, please let me know down below, particularly if you've used any substances that have had positive effects on you. I'd love to hear about it. We would all love to understand how this world works a little bit better. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace. Oh yeah, and Buddhas, love yourself.